Yes, Mayor, just real quick on Hyperion. 42 odor complaints since over the last couple of weeks, but no violation notices issued. And then also, they're telling us that the bioenergy facility will be down for maintenance from April 5th through the 12th. And I guess during this outage, biogas will be flared, but they're not expecting that hydrogen sulfide or any odors will be emitted.
You know, I sent them a note from that response and asked them with that, what do they do? Like, give us the account. If you're going to be tuning this thing up, tell us where these 20 megawatts go.
Okay.
And I've gotten no response from them. But they're like, oh, we're going to shut this thing down, shut down this generator. I was like, well, in that case, you're going to be doing maintenance on it. You're doubtless going to know how much power you're using because you'll be able to see what you're pulling off the grid.
We'll reach out tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, that would be fascinating to know when we have people around here who are crying out for electricity. And if they've got, we'll be able to know exactly how much of the 20 megawatts they have to use on premises to run operations.
All right, we'll get an answer. And then also, their first Hyperion pipeline newsletter. If you remember, I think Hilda Bay is working with them on that. They're trying to make a better effort to outreach to the community. So their first newsletter came out last month, and that'll be a regular monthly newsletter highlighting education, updates, and also improvements that they're undertaking at the facility.
I like the way they described it as enriched biosolids, and that was vomiting.
On Hyperion, real quick, any progress on the job search for the GM?
Unfortunately, no. They continue to tell us that it's open until filled. They're seeking resumes, but as of right now, there's no timeline, unfortunately. That may be something to bring up with Mayor Bass on Saturday.
Yeah, I would like us to consider, last time we spoke to Mayor Bass, it was in D.C. to pull her aside to tell her we were about to sue the city of L.A. And she didn't know that we were having an issue with Hyperion. So I would strongly suggest we, have a letter come from the mayor with some teeth. I mean, This is ridiculous. We're going on a year now.
Yeah.
And if it's just a matter of budget, we know DWP, for example, pays way more than Hyperion. Well, they got to fix that mechanism within their city. And then the second question is, seems to be, like you said, no NOVs with all those, the 40-something.
Right, 42.
Is that maybe influenced by the new AQMD inspector that Hayes was replaced by? Or why all of a sudden are we having calls, complaints, but no NOVs? Or is it something different?
Yeah, I don't know. It could be that there is a new inspector. Maybe I know that when there are a certain number of notices filed that AQMD does send someone out there, and then they make an assessment. So it could be that, but I don't know the exact answer. Elias, anything to add to that? I mean, why no violation notices, even though the complaints?
No, other than what you just said. Normally, the AQMD inspector gets out there, and after he or she confirms that at least 6 of those complaints are valid, they do not issue any NOC. And the problem is, by the time he gets or she gets there, the wind and the direction of the wind and a lot of other things kick in. So that also plays partially as to whether or not the situation has sustained when the AQMD inspector gets there. So that's the way it is.
Okay. I would just like us to keep the foot on the gas because we're going into summertime and it's going to rear its head again for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.